Hi everyone, welcome to this session. Social work ethics is the course, and this is week 2. Our topic today is ethical principles and ethical theories. My name is Dr. Patricia Atieno Kariaga of Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology. Now, we have been having these classes face to face, and these classes are usually very comprehensive. There are 3-hour classes every week. The first 2 hours is usually on course content, thoroughly on course content. And then the last hour, what I usually do, as you're aware, is we usually have a lot of class activities. So we have debates, we have group work, we have simulations, we have stories, and different activities that we carry out so that we are able to practice. Because social work is an art and a science, and we need to practice what we have learned. So during these sessions, really we are using these sessions for recap, for revision, and for anybody else who would like to join us to be able to just, any social worker would like to join us to be able to just touch base. So welcome to week 2. And this session introduces ethical principles and ethical theories, like I'd already shared, and these help social workers reason through difficult decision making. Um, Social workers have a lot of times difficult decisions to make, and it is the ethical principles and the ethical theories that will do you good. Okay, welcome. So, ethical principles guide everyday social work decisions. They actually help to balance the rights of clients, the welfare of the clients, and the fairness of the work that we carry out. And there are 4 of them, these ethical principles. There's autonomy, there's beneficence, there's justice, and there's non-maleficence. Just like the principle of self-determination, autonomy here means respecting a client's right to choose. So as social workers, we guide, but we don't force decisions. We respect the client's choice. Okay. Now remember, I always say this: never ever give a client advice in a counseling session, in a therapy session. Okay, there are other situations like when you're an industrial social worker and you're working with the policies and you're informing management and such things where you can do that. But in a counseling session and in a lot of therapeutic situations, never ever give a client advice. Give them as much information as possible on the topic at hand and help them or guide them through the ability to make the best decisions for them using the available resources. So you avoid coercion and you help them make informed decisions. Now, beneficence focuses on acting in the client's best interests. It reminds us why actually social work exists. What is beneficial to the client? What promotes the well-being of the client? Meanwhile, justice emphasizes what is fair and what is equitable. Social workers advocate for equal treatment. Remember that. Non-maleficence means do no harm, meaning that good intentions must not cause any damage. Now, theories, as you're aware, are the thought processes that help us explain actions, right? Ethical theories explain why we choose certain actions. They help justify decisions when values conflict, because you need to be able to justify why you made a particular decision. And like we said in the first class, that the ethics are very sensitive because at some point when there's a contradiction or a dilemma, an ethical dilemma, you're going to be asked why you went a particular route, or why you chose or went a particular direction, or why you made a particular decision. So these are the ethical theories that guide us. The first is deontology. This is duty-based ethics, meaning that um, you do the right thing because it is your duty. Okay, it focuses on the rules and the duties. Okay, so deontology is like following the squad's group chat rules. Let's say in the WhatsApp group or in a chama, for example. So in a professional example, a social worker can refuse, or who refuses to share confidential client information, even if they are pressured by their boss, because it is our duty to do so. Okay. Then another ethical theory that guides us in decision making is utilitarianism. That is consequences-based ethics. From the word utility. Utility is widely utilized. Like water, electricity. Those are utility bills, widely consumed. So they cover a large group of people, or majority of people, or almost everyone. It's almost universal. So this believes in the greatest good for the greatest number. It's like, for example, choosing a Netflix show that maybe you're not so into, but your friends want to binge on it. They want to watch it over and over. So you low-key hate it, but then you cooperate because that is what the majority wants. It's for the good of the majority. Now, professionally, for example, when we were allocating COVID-19 vaccines to frontline workers, plus including social workers who are working in the community during the time of COVID. And then the third ethical theory is the virtue ethics. These are character-based ethics. And you remember, we always emphasize the importance of this in social work. Your character really matters a lot in the quality of your professional approach. So this focuses on being a good person with virtues like honesty, kindness, courage. Okay. Virtue ethics are like being that wholesome friend of yours who always checks in on you. Okay. Hana drama mingi, just has good vibes. For example, professionally, a social worker consistently showing empathy and integrity in all cases. So in brief, ethical principles tell us what matters. Yeah. What matters in social work? Like confidentiality is a principle. Okay. It matters. Now, ethical theories explain why decisions are made. Like when you have dilemmas, you'll use the theory to be able to explain, for example, the utilitarian theory, that I made this decision because it is for the good of the majority, right? So always document your decision-making processes using the principles and using the theories, so that whenever there is an issue that may come up, you're able to scientifically explain. Okay, remember, social work is both an art and a science, and these are the sciences involved, the things that work. Okay, they've always worked, they work, and we expect them to continue working. Okay, so that has been session 2 or class 2 of the course Social Work Ethics, and see you in the next session, session 3.